Hi, my name is Abiola, and today we're going to be discussing about what is how is domain name different from a website and web hosting. One thing you should know is that website is basically made up of HTML page, a web builder, image, videos, and the rest. And one thing you should know is that again is if the domain name is the web address of your website, then web hosting is what the home where your website lives. Now you should know that your house where you have all your house accessory or your house things being stored or being secure with the same way we relate it to what web hosting. Web hosting is where all the file of our website, that is where it lives, and therefore the address to access those files is our domain name. This is the actual computer where your website file are stored. Web hosting, when we're talking about web hosting, you should know that it is computer somewhere that your file save. Your file is saved on Sky or it is saved in cloud. There's a computer where those file is being saved. Such computer are called what server, and they offer a service by they are offered by what hosting company. To create your website, you need both domain name and hosting. You can't just get the domain name and think you, your site will work, or people will be able to visit a site, and you can't just order a hosting and think it will work. Both of them is being needed for a site to work. However, it is important to remember that there are two separate services. You can buy them from two different company in the sense that you can buy domain from company A and buy what hosting from company B. But one thing you should know is if you have the ability to edit the name server, you have the technique skill to do that. You can buy from two different companies. But if you didn't have that, I would recommend to buy the domain and the hosting from what the same company. This will allow you to easily manage the them under the same account in the sense that you didn't need to edit anything when you buy from the same company. But when you have the techniques to do that, you can buy from different companies and link them together. Who is responsible for what domain name system? Internet Corporation for assign numbers and names and numbers manage what the domain name. These are the companies that what govern. They are non-profitable organization. They are in charge of what managing all domain name. If they are not if they didn't approve a domain name, it can't what be host. Domain name registrar can sell domain name, manage it, record, renew it, and transfer to another domain registrar. At the same time, domain name owner is responsible for telling the registrar where to send requests. You are also responsible for renewing your domain name because when it expires, you need to renew it yourself. And how to choose a domain name for your site is not compulsory you follow this particular step, but it's one of the conjunctives. One thing you should know is there are what millions of what website that has been what hosted, and millions will still be hosted every day. This means that all the good ones are already registered and will be registered very soon. This puts a lot of pressure on a new user or the person that want to create a site. And one thing you should know is that if you want to create a site, nobody unless your brand name is what a popular brand name. If it's not popular, easily you can't see anybody that will pick your name. Like for example, MPic. If you check Nigeria, you will have not seen anybody using the name MPic. Therefore, you can easily see what MPic domain. But the company has registered already, therefore you can see you can only see dot with another extension. Here are some tips you need to what follow for you to get your site. The first thing is you can stick to what .com because it's the most popular. But if you didn't have the finance, because .com is almost 4,000 in almost hosting company, you can just go for .com.ng. Make sure it is short and easy to remember. That is very cogent. It says that you can't just decide now that This particular one is totally very convenient. It must be short. It must be what short for people to easily remember it. At the same time, you should be what you should be able to pronounce. You can't just go and pick an English from what you can't go and pick an English from dictionary and now start using like oxymoron or something, and the person cannot even spell oxymoron. Therefore, try to pick what a name that you can spell. Though person can pronounce oxymoron, but you didn't know the spelling. That is the main thing. And do not use number and hyphen. That is very compulsory at the same time. Use your domain name generator. You can get that from a hosting company. You see it show you what similar hosting or domain name that you can pick if the one you pick is not available. To buy a domain name, you can buy domain name from what one of the many hosting company or domain registrar, and a domain name typically costs what 4,000 per year or less, or even more. It depends on the hosting company you're using. LetHost, some of the most popular one in Nigeria at the moment is LetHost, QServer, another hosting organization. Those are the organization you can what use. If you are not okay with all this, what you just need to do is what type in Google where hosting company in Nigeria or just web hosting company. It will bring the whole world if you say web hosting company. But if you check uh, hosting company in Nigeria, you will see that or web hosting company, and you will see what different hosting company that are what in Nigeria is. Just compare their price and see where if you are okay with the price. However, buying domain do not automatically give you a hosting service. You should know this. When you buy a domain name, you didn't have what a hosting service. For that, you will need what a website hosting account as well. Many WordPress hosting company offer domain registration service as well. This allow you to manage both services under one account. And what we recommend is what LetHost now. That is our organization, but it's not compulsory. You register with us. We have a lot of thousands or millions of hosting companies in the world. Thank you for this video. See you in our next lesson.